And then I start talking. What's going on? Welcome to the Vulcan Soapbox. Matter of fact, let me just say this: Happy New Year to all y'all that's listening, all y'all that's watching. Happy New Year's to, everybody that's on the panel. We got a good show we about to cover today. Main topic: Fat Joe against FBA, Foundational Black Americans. But before we get into that, I'm gonna introduce my panel. What's going on, Vulcan? What's up?
What's going on, everybody? I'm excited for the show today. Let me go ahead and make this thing live for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Make it public. Right now it's still private, but yeah, I'm excited for the show. Let's get to it.
All right, what's up? We got T coming back. What's up, man? What's going on?
What's going on, family? This is T live and direct on the Vulcan show. I'm just here, man. Get my experiences and opinions on the topics. Let's get it.
That's what's up. We feel your presence. And for those who's trying to figure out what that thumbnail
That
T got, that's
watermelon pineapple. I ain't gonna say the brand because we ain't sponsored, but everybody know what the label on the
Yeah.
bottom.
all right. Shout out to T. What's up, CQ? You back?
What up? What up, Enos? Yes,
Hey.
sir. CQ in the building. Ready for the
Okay.
show, man. Good topic.
Oh man, glad to have you back. And man, third member, what up, Fresh?
What's going on, Vulcan Soapbox? Man, you already know I'm just here to get my shots up, man. Check the flick of the wrist.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, we're going to be covering a couple of topics dealing with Fat Joe. Like I said, the title of the show is Fat Joe versus FBA. For those that don't know, let me just do a brief breakdown what the FBA is. All right. So FBA is Foundational Black Americans. Pay attention to that word foundational. I guess to make it easier, if you think about the founding fathers of America, you think about Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, who else? Benjamin Franklin. Those are the founding fathers. And you know who was around during that time? Our ancestors, Black Americans. So that's what the foundational part comes into play, right? So I think the first time I heard about the foundational Black Americans term.
Hold
really,
on. Fat Joe said FBA was foundational Black authority.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
caught that too.
Yeah. So the first time I heard it, I think the first, people, in the past been saying, from the early 1900s, a lot of Black Americans say we should take pride in our lineage. We are an important part of building this country. I think it was a Dr. Clark book. He said we should stop calling ourselves African Americans and call ourselves Native Black Americans. And I remember people were saying on Twitter. Matter of fact, we on
The
Twitter
NBA?
follows. Yeah, that's what people was like. Man, we can't use the NBA. There might be some copyright, so we're like, let's
Might
use the
be,
term. Let's use.
especially with niggas. They can sue that right into oblivion.
Yeah, so they say it's better to use FBA. First, it was ADOS. That's another group. Was it America Descendant of Slaves, and then FBA took off. If you go on Black Twitter, anybody that's on Twitter, man, Black Twitter, it goes down, man. You see a lot of groups, a lot of ideologies, a lot of back and forths. It's pretty entertaining. As far as I know, it's not a leader of FBA. If you just have Black ancestry to slavery, you FBA. So as far as I know. So I'm gonna get into any questions. Anybody got
Yeah, I
any
got a
questions?
question for you, Enos. When did
Okay.
this the term FBA came about? Because from what I remember back in the day, we didn't hear about this with that Hidden Colors video from Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah. You know what? On those old Hidden Cuts, I don't think he was repping FBA
What?
the way
That's
he's
what I'm saying.
repping it
When
now.
did it come about?
First time I was aware of it, I say before COVID, maybe 2017, 18-ish.
Interesting.
Yeah, around now people have been saying Black Americans, we're not Africans, we from here, we the real Native
Right.
Americans. You've been hearing that narrative for a while, but the term FBA, now he has this, I think he has a business license, so he's getting paid off of it.
Right up.
Tariq.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he
Oh,
is sponsored. Cool.
yeah. Shout out to Help the Bear. He says, "What up, fellas? Let's
You're
go." Yeah, man. What's up, bro? All right. So, anybody else got any other questions? Just to give a breakdown, because I don't think a lot of people know what the FBA and what it stands for.
Do
Um,
anybody else have any idea when this term started?
Nah, man, it's definitely a more recent modern term.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like it came about in what I consider like the modern Black revolution or Renaissance, when Black people start kind of
that's a
getting
good one.
into our origins and where we came from. Trying to take pride in our own identity. It's an ongoing fight, but FBA is definitely a more recent entry into that fight.
Because I don't think they started until they started really having real conversations about reparations.
Oh
And
yeah,
they
that's
try to
another
air it
time. Yeah, you're right.
who
You're
acquired.
right.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. And you know what? That's when the election, when Trump first was running for president, you start hearing this because it was important for people to represent their lineage in order to get the reparations.
Exactly.
So it was asking both candidates, all right, who's going to provide the reparation? We are a Black American or Black American descendants of slaves or whatever. So yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you're actually right about that. And that's when the reassurance of Dr. Claude books resurface. And you're right, Fresh. I want to add to Fresh. That's a good point, because if you think about the times now, you could compare it to the '90s when you start seeing more Black entertainment, more Black shows, and everybody's on. You see conscious movement was popping up, and now you're seeing the resurfacing right now. One more comment before we get to the topic. Bobby A said Fat Joe is gay. He went to the Diddy parties.
Damn, Bobby, yeah, we with that energy and me.
Popping early.
All right, so let me play the first video, and then we get you. I'm gonna ask
He
y'all
got
a
right
question.
to it.
He's like, I'm not sparing this man. All right, so this is the video, and while I'm pulling up the video, you got anything y'all want to add to while I'm pulling this video? Feel free.
Real quick before we, and what, let's play the video first. I got some clarifying points I wanna ask.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
And the history of how it
Latinos and Blacks
started.
created hip hop. If you go to Wild Style,
And the history of how it
Latinos and Blacks created hip hop. If you go to Wild Style, the first hip hop movie, you will see the Coke Crush brothers. Their DJ was Charlie Chase, Puerto Rican. And you'll go to the battle that they had with Romantic, which is the first Puerto Rican MC. Ruby D was in there with the Fantastic Romantic. You cannot eliminate the Latinos' contribution to hip hop. When you talk about breakdance, you talk about rock steady and crazy legs. When you talk about graffiti, like it's every element of hip hop. It was 50-50, bro.
And the history of how it started.
Yeah, one
thing I wanted to say of that is it's not really related to the topic directly, but it deals with Fat Joe's, again, to quote T, it's not a damn scholar, man. He's a rapper. He gets paid.
Oh, you remember that? Okay.
Yeah, he gets paid to rhyme words with words. So this is a very common thing I see when I'm communicating people that are Puerto Rican or people that are referring to Puerto Rican. They'll say someone so is Puerto Rican and Black. They're not making the conscious understanding that Puerto Ricans can be Latin. They can be. They can be Spanish. They can be Black. They can be Caucasian. Puerto Rico's a location, but what happens is the default Puerto Rican becomes the Spanish Puerto Rican. So if somebody's Spanish and Puerto Rican, they just say he's Puerto Rican. But if he's Black or African descent and Puerto Rican, they'll say he's Black. He's Black and Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So you see Fat Joe doing that whenever he's making the comment. He says Puerto Rican, so and so is Puerto Rican. Then he says later on, you can't undermine or you can't forget about the Spanish contribution. But so he's a Puerto Rican that's synonymous with Spanish when it's not the same thing.
He said Spanish. He said Latino.
Latino, Spanish, whatever way. I can't remember which one he used, but either way, those are terms. He doesn't understand that he's using Latino as the default or Spanish the default for Puerto Rican.
All right.
All the legends I know, when I go to the legendary, they're all Black and Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And I sit there with them and I'm like, and they don't believe it. They don't understand. Because they on Twitter and they doing a little something, but I don't know what the fuck these people doing. Like they're confused. They fuck with the wrong nigga. That's the problem. Fat Joe the wrong one.
Because I think people outside of New York it's hard for them to understand. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans.
Let's start by this. These rumors were made by.
All right. All right. So, question for the panel. First question: is Fat Joe right about the hip hop origins? I'm gonna start off and say no. Just give your yes or no answers. Come around, and then we get to your explanation afterwards. So, yes or no answers first. I say no. Vulcan, you muted. Oh, Vulcan's
I'm gonna go. He's wrong.
T. You muted.
He's 100% wrong.
CQ.
I would say he's wrong as well.
Freshly Snipes.
I say he right.
Okay.
Don't devil's advocate. I'm gonna say don't devil's advocate. But it's too late.
Comments. Fat Joe didn't do his research. What's up? What's up? Oh, got the Puerto Rican. Okay. All right, we got some Puerto Ricans up in here. All right, Bo Johnson says, thank you for the clarification between the place and race. I've been a guide for Peru. Say he Latinos created hip hop. Yes, sir. All right, let's go ahead and start with Fresh.
So we're talking origins, and we're talking because I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't hear Fat Joe say that Latinos started hip hop. He did say you can't eliminate their contribution. There are Latino or there are Puerto Rican like pioneers in hip hop. Now we talking about origin, like the very first, and then that's it, maybe. But what hip hop is today, when it had its surge, the five tenets of hip hop. Now that's another clarification question I want to ask. We talking about hip hop, the musical art, or we talking about hip hop as a culture?
The 5 elements.
The 5 elements. So we talking about MCing. We talking about
No.
graffiti.
I was just adding to your question. I was saying we're talking about hip hop as in.
Okay, yeah, that's yeah.
Or hip hop as in the all 5 elements. That's what you're asking.
Correct. Which one are we talking about?
If we talking about hip hop, it got to be the 5 elements. That's considered hip hop.
So yeah, if we talking about hip hop, then we talking about MCing, graffiti, b-boy, and what is knowledge of culture? What's the 5th one?
Hip hop, breakdancing, graffiti, sorry. MCN, and let me find the other one. I think that's all of them.
I'll remember here in a second.
All right, go ahead.
But if we're talking about all 5 of the elements of hip hop, how do you remove Puerto Rican influence in those spaces?
Hold on, Fresh. It's the 5 elements: graffiti, breakdancing, DJing.
DJing is the one I forgot. DJ is the one I forgot. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to be honest with you, we're talking about Fat Boys who are considered some of the pioneers of hip hop. Prince Marky D was a founding member of the Fat Boys. He Puerto Rican. Like, I don't understand. And I guess I'll just shut up and wait for y'all to say y'all's part. I don't understand why so many of y'all said no, that he's wrong about the origins or the pioneers of Puerto Ricans or Latinos in the space of hip hop.
All right, so let's go with CQ. We're gonna go with T and then Vulcan.
Yeah, I mean, I said no because when you look at the history of hip hop, I don't believe it started with Puerto Ricans. If my history serves me correct, it started in the Bronx. So and I mean, I just watched a video with Lord Jamar talking about this, and what tends to happen is, when once hip hop was started, a lot of other cultures started tagging along. But if you want to talk about the originality of it, it started in the Bronx. I believe it was not Cool Crush. Who was it? It was
Cool Herc.
Cool Herc.
Cool Herc.
And that's what I'm saying. So like, and then even with Lord Jamar, he talked about how what ended up happening was, even with breakdancing, once breakdancing, it's all, you remember back in the day when fat laces with fat farms were cool, and then once that stopped being cool, the Mexicans, Hispanic, Latinos picked it up and started wearing it.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's kind of like what happened with hip hop. You feel me? So and that's why I would say I do believe they contributed. So
I don't know, man.
all I know is
Max
that
has
my
been
school.
wearing fat laces in a G Nike since before Fat Farm was even hot.
I know, but in my era when I grew up, people were rocking the Fat Farms or the fat, with the Adidas or even the shell toe Adidas. But once it became like, we ain't doing that no more. We rocking J's now, or we rocking Air Forces now.
Well,
Then it became very prevalent.
Well, CQ, let me just add a little more context. From my understanding, breakdancing was primarily black people in the 70s, but when it got commercialized, a lot of the greats, the blacks pioneers wasn't breakdancing anymore, and the Puerto Ricans ended up taking over. So they was like, oh, we don't dance like that anymore, and the Puerto Ricans really took. That's the part Fat Joe's part talking about when all these movies came out. This was during the 80s, but hip hop, from my understanding, started in the mid 70s.
I was talking to a guy that was from Queens. And he was saying that like pop locking,
get the money.
Yeah, he said pop locking. So you got break dancing, you got pop locking, and then you got like all the different variations of dancing in between those things. And from what he was saying, him being like 58, 59, he was like the black people were more pop locking and doing stuff like that. And the Puerto Ricans really picked up on the breakdancing element of it, like what we call breakdancing today. Not saying the blacks weren't doing it, because there's always blacks doing it as well, but the Puerto Ricans weren't pop locking like the black people were pop locking.
So are we, when we're referring to hip hop, are we referring to when all five of those elements came together to become hip hop? Are we talking about, because MCing was before hip hop, right? Breakdancing came before the formation of hip hop. DJing, there's been DJs way before hip hop. So what are we talking about? Pioneers in those spaces that were playing that type of music, or we're saying once hip hop was established as an entity, who was in there? And are we talking origins, meaning the 2 or 3 people that sat in the room and came up with it, or are we talking about the culture in and of itself? Because there's origins and there's pioneers.
Professor, if I can say this real quick, because Enos has said CQT and then Vulcan. I don't know where we are on that right there. So I want to make sure T gets a chance to speak his piece.
Enos.
Go ahead. That's cool. Ain't no problem.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Fresh. Then go ahead.
No, I just want to make sure that when we're answering these questions, we're answering the right question. Because I just want to make sure that I'm understanding correctly what we're addressing, because we're talking about pioneers, right? So if we're talking pioneers, it's almost like
we're talking about the question was, is Fat Joe right about hip hop's origins? And I think he said
let me address this part. This might be a nuance that's important, because Lord Jamar brings this point up, if I'm correct. And I think he's right to start this type of a conversation. There's a difference between everybody. Let's say that you bring, I have people over at my house and we're making soul food, and I got
this going down in the chat. My bad, Vogue. It's going down.
Yeah.
No, you subscribe to Vulcan Soapbox. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So let's say we got a Puerto Rican, a Jamaican, all of them over here. Lord Jamar's point partly was that they may have been around when that stuff was going on, but their culture didn't contribute to hip hop. So he's saying even if somebody considered himself Jamaican or Puerto Rican, their culture wasn't a part of it. They were acting as African Americans doing hip hop. So where they're from is a vestigial thing. It's not that significant to the foundation of hip hop, because African American culture is what cultivated it ultimately. It wasn't their culture that cultivated what we, turning something into hip hop. That's different from the people that are there and where they come from, or where their family comes from.
So you saying at these parties, and I'm asking, this is not me refuting or just not a rebuttal. You saying at those parties where hip hop was born, right, where they had the DJs and they had MC, get up. Remember, DJs used to be the focal point of that 2-man team. MC, they get up, they hype it up the DJ. You saying, because those are like the origins of hip hop. That started in the Bronx. You saying that it wasn't no Latinos doing that, or are we saying like the first people to do it? It stops right there. Well, right, whoever the first people were to do it, that's the end of it. That's the origins, and then everyone else who was doing it after are copycats. What are we talking about here?
Well, what I can say is I'm glad I'm going to this time now after hearing everybody speak. I'm gonna have to change my point and say maybe. I'm not gonna say I already said it's 100% no, but I'm gonna say maybe. And the reason I say maybe is because based on what you were saying, Fresh, and you too, Vulcan, yeah, they was around, but the true impact, right, and the leadership came from African Americans. We never heard of Crazy Legs in the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s, right?
Who?
I haven't. I shouldn't say we.
Yeah, well,
How about I say a majority of people haven't?
okay.
Right? When I
Because
was
we're talking about early hip hoppers, man.
that's what I'm
Crazy
saying.
Legs, doing my research was a very popular, damn near
Well, you
famous
say
in the
your
streets.
research, but you ain't say your experience. So research
Yeah,
means going back. So what I'm saying is, when it came to me listening to hip hop, LL Cool J, Ice Cube, Big Daddy Kane, and all them, I never knew
okay.
that they ever existed. Now, I say maybe again because maybe they was all involved around the same time as a blossom of hip hop. But one thing's for sure is if there was, and that obviously there were, Hispanic, I just say Hispanic, damn the Puerto Ricans involved in hip hop, you could bet your bottom dollar they was influenced of the way they rhymed by African Americans.
Absolutely.
Now, CQ, you ain't got no bars for me, right?
Not right now.
But I'm gonna give you some bars, right?
Give me some bars, man. Let me know.
All right. And everybody talking like the AK spit. But we did some investigation and they ain't spray. Not me, I'm the truth, homie. Got the industry shook. They're like, nah, Joe, go let them loose on me. Now, does it sound like a Puerto Rico or a nigga rapping right there? And y'all know the verse where that came from. And you know who the verse where it came from too, CQ.
What's that, Fat Joe? Is that lean back?
That's way before that.
That's way before.
Let the audience know, Tila, where it came from. Let the audience know.
It came from Ja Rule classic song where Jadakiss had the best verse called New York.
New York. Okay.
Featuring Fat Joe. The point I'm making is
that came after. That came after.
So
yeah, we talking origins, T. You talk about 90s, early 2000s.
You gotta understand that song came out in 2000, so he was heavily influenced, right?
I agree with Vulcan said. I mean, like, cause I've been listening to Lord Jamar about this a lot.
Hold on for the chat. I see y'all going on in the chat, but
they bubbling in there. They bubbling.
Y'all gotta like the video, like and subscribe. Go ahead, CQ.
No, like I do believe, and what T's saying, I agree. I think the majority of the influence came from the African American culture. That's a really good point that Lord Jamar made. It's like an imitation. That's why I said about the fat form with the fat laces. It's like it gets started here and then it goes somewhere else. It evolves.
You're right, because when it comes to hip hop, and if they were so heavily involved, like Fat Joe stated, we would be looking like Puerto Ricans right now.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Because
hip hop,
so go ahead,
hip hop is a point. It's a culture, man. If you know a white boy, black boy, whoever, they got a fitted cap on.
It's hip hop.
I ain't talking about no Carhartt hat. A fitted cap. Baseball, basketball, football, fitted hat. They in the hip hop.
They gotta wear it backwards too.
Even the Kango. The Kango was hip hop back in the day.
All right.
All right, let's get Vulcan. We haven't got your input. What's up, Vulcan?
So as far as the original question why I disagree with Fat Joe is because I'm not basing it so much on the video, but what originally sparked people's outrage about it, which was he saying 50-50. Well, no, I think that wasn't a video. No, sorry, that wasn't the first video you played. Yeah, he said the 50-50 part. So I'm disagreeing with that level. But again, just making the point, and I haven't heard everybody in the panel talk about it, but we got to figure out what's the question. Is the question about, your ethnicity, or is the question about your culture contributing to something? Like if I go to China right now and I have Chinese resources, Chinese food, Chinese everything, and I create something over there, that's Chinese creation because all the elements that created that was Chinese. You see what I'm saying? Now, whether I'm African American or not, and I think that's the part that Lord Jamar is making, and everybody else is making. Even if somebody was from a different place, and they help with the building of hip hop, even if that is the case, all the elements that they used for the composition of this thing called hip hop were African American elements. Mm-hmm. That's their point. Now, when it gets to sampling music, that won't necessarily be true. But when it comes to the vernacular, the bravado, all the things that go along with, you know, African American culture at that time, I think they have a pretty good point about that. So, but you got to decide for yourself, what is it you're saying when you're talking about the people and where they come from. You're talking about the elements or the different aspects of the culture they use to build what we refer to as hip hop. So for y'all, which one is it for y'all?
Talking about the oranges, Vulcan.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Origins.
The origins to this day still stand 100% toes down, man. It's niggas, black African Americans that cultivated this. Yeah, it might have been Hispanics, maybe even Chinese. Who knows? But you don't get credit for being a ghostwriter, man.
And
when it comes, maybe Hispanics were like ghost written and ghost participating, but the cream of the crop came to the top.
Yeah. As far as yeah, and things changed in the 80s. They did help with the breakdancing, and you made a good point.
So what?
No, I understand. What I'm saying is, if they would have brought that culture into this culture, hip hop culture, you would have saw black people changing up. They had to change who they were to come into this culture.
Bingo.
You know, so we wasn't.
I just spit, he sounded like a nigga rapping, man.
I mean, he called, he referred to himself as that. Speaking of that, how about this? Let's anybody else got anything on the hip hop?
We haven't answered. We haven't decided where we cutting off the origins. Like, where are we cutting that off at? Is it just Cool Herc?
No.
So that's what I'm saying. In hip hop, where are we saying, okay, at this point in hip hop, you no longer are an originator?
Though, Fresh.
Like the beginning.
You don't cut off origins. It's the essence. It's like the ether.
No, I understand what you're saying. So I'll put it to you like this.
All right.
If we saying everybody who was doing something around hip hop in the first year that it started, is that origins, or are we saying it's only 3 people? Cool Herc, Funkmaster Flash. Man, my history is
that's fine.
Right now.
Within
but the original, the first people who are recognized as hip hop artists, we'll say that. Are we cutting it off there?
Well,
I think these things are important when you're talking about the origins, because it's like, well, who started it? Where did that stuff come from?
Yeah, that's talking about who started it and where it was started. But the point is, for all the names you just named, you can't give me one Puerto Rican for the origin.
Yeah, that's what we had to go.
We dropped the gavel on that.
Again, I'm asking that because if we go a little further up, I can, the Fat Boys influence. The Fat Boys came out around the same time as Run DMC.
Yeah.
So are we considering Run DMC? They're not part of the origin. They pioneered.
Okay, but did that member of the Fat Boys wear a Puerto Rican leather jacket representing this country? No.
Again, when we talking about culture, culture is not necessarily where you came from.
Well, I'm gonna let you get right.
If he was growing up in the Bronx, if he grew up in the Bronx in the 80s, then he's part of that culture. If he's breakdancing, if he's MCing, he's graffitiing, he's from that culture.
Fresh, you misunderstanding. I said I'm halfway agreeing with you. That's why I said maybe.
No, I understand. I'm just looking for clarification because throughout the rest of the conversation, I want to know what time frame we're dealing with. Because if we're talking origins, where does that time frame end at?
I answered that because we got a lot more questions and we got some other comments we want to address. So origins, when I'm hearing that pioneers go back and forth, they refer back to the early 70s, and then when hip hop really took off in the 80s, that's a different time frame. But when they said the origins was Latin's half 50-50 in producing Korean hip hop, they referring to the early 70s, mid 70s. Let me get to these comments. Chairman X says this tether. Okay, FBA language. What's up, Chairman? Chairman X.
Tether.
Y'all not qualified to speak on hip hop. Oh man, what's the qualifications?
Yeah, what's the qualifications?
Talk to us in the chat.
No. Damn that, send a link.
Bo Johnson said easy.
Hey man, you pissing off our elder statesman, man. Be cool.
Bo Johnson said easy. You can remove them easy. Where are the proto hip hop music of elements or elements? I'm sorry. All right, so Help the Bear says, shout out to Help the Bear said, Fat Joe said it's 50-50. I don't agree. All right. So
Hey, who
who's
was
this
that
tough?
dude? Who was that dude earlier? Said we ain't qualified to talk about hip hop.
I can't remember. You got
Man,
one?
tell him. Hey, send him. Come on
Oh,
here,
he said
bro.
he said he wanted to get on here.
Yeah. Thomas Cross said
Y'all
feels
being
like
cool
people
tonight, bro.
You done rile him up.
feels like people like Nasheed just invented this FBA thing to make money. Uh-oh. All right, so I'm gonna get back to more comments. I want to get Vulcan in here. Vulcan, you want to respond to Fresh? That he said where we were standing. Can you
I would.
clarify?
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Get Vulcan up in here, and then CQ and the T.
Okay,
Hold on,
what's
let
the
me say
question?
this one.
Can I start off?
Hold on, let me read this one comment. Fresh asked the question one more time. T, you can respond, and then Vulcan. But after I read this comment, it feels like the Caribbeans. Then they said Latinos. That's funny. Latinos are pushing the anti-FBA hate rhetoric to try to colonize and undermine our culture. And sole creations of hip hop being I shout out Disco King Mario. Rest in peace. All right, Fresh, go ahead and ask the
Fresh.
question
Can
as
I
far as
go
where we
first,
stand.
man?
Well, hold
Go
on.
ahead, P.
Let Fresh ask the question so everybody in the audience can know what's going on, and then T, you can respond, and then let's get Vulcan.
I just want to know what time frame we're talking about when we are referring to origins. If origins is just the first 2 or 3 people, right? Kool Herc and his DJ at that party where they credited for starting in the Bronx, then okay, I agree. But if we're talking about the creation or the pushing, the pioneering, if you will, of the culture, then that's a different
That's a different
answer.
answer. Okay, so
That's what I'm looking for, that clarification, because if we're talking about the origins period, like okay, here's the first people to do it, then obviously that can only be one or 2 people
Fresh. Let me jump
that
in. Just
were
make sure.
the originators.
I just want to jump in Fresh. Make sure you got the question so the audience knows exactly what question they want to answer in the chat, and T can answer. So what's the question, and then we can move it around.
The question is, where does a time frame for origination start and stop?
All right, T, you want to answer that? Let's go with Vulcan.
Go to Vulcan.
All right, let's go Vulcan.
I missed the question. Go ahead.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. I really want to know who the hell that dude was, man, that made that comment about how we ain't qualified. Nah, for real, because
see, he's
my man
just a
Enos
commenter,
right
man. He might be a troll on here. He probably is a troll now that I'm thinking about it.
That's fine. But I got my man Enos right here. He knows hip hop. We got a rapper out here, CQ, that knows hip hop. We got Fresh. He half-ass in and out of hip hop, whatever. But the most qualified person, I would say, respectfully, would be Vulcan. You understand? What? Whoever that person is that made that statement, come on this chat right now. Come on this line right now. Bro, please send him an invite.
All right, we might do that. I
want to know who we dealing with.
Well, hold on, let's get back to the top. We might do that at the end of the show. So can you understand?
Because I'm at the point where.
Hold on, T. We gotta get back. We got a lot of questions. We're gonna get to what's the name. Man. All right, so you want to answer it, and then we get Vulcan there because we got a lot of stuff we got to cover.
I don't take that lightly, man.
Man, don't let the trolls troll you, man. He don't know that person. That individual knows nothing about us. He don't know our origin, nothing. He just said that to he probably knew it was gonna piss you off.
All right, let's move it along. Fresh, ask the question. Vulcan, are you listening? So we can go ahead and move on. Ask the question so we can go ahead and go on. Because he said, from Vulcan didn't hear the question. Fresh.
He didn't hear the question?
No. You're muted, Vulcan.
What do you want me to say?
What you didn't hear my original question?
Oh, I thought you were asking Enos that. My fault.
No, he asked me to repeat it for like the 5th time, and he said because you didn't hear it.
Vulcan. Fuck it. I mean, forget it, man. Just freestyle, Vulcan.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I disagree with Fat Joe saying it's 50-50 for sure.
That's cool. My bad. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. Hey, go ahead. So let's go ahead. Let's go.
All right, so the next video, I'm gonna ask y'all. I wanna get y'all. I'm gonna get y'all question.
Hey, Vulcan, what's in that cup, man?
Damn.
It's your show, Vulcan. Come on, man.
Tell Stock to holler at me, man. Focus, man. Focus. Let's
All right, I got you. Let's go. Let's go. My bad.
Let's get y'all thoughts on this. Play the video. Here we go.
Take offense to that, but
have you ever had an African American person tell you they're uncomfortable with you using the word?
My man, I was on radio in Chicago, and the chick interviewed me live on radio, and she was like, if you're Latino, I want to know why you use the word nigga. And I looked at her and I paused for a second, and I said,
she was black herself?
She was black. And I said, maybe it's because I am that nigga.
Terrible answer.
God.
Trash.
I don't give a fuck, man. I don't think you understand. I don't give a fuck.
A lot of profanity. All right. So, question for the panel. Can y'all hear me? Microphone check. 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
We hear you, man.
All right. So is Fat Joe wrong for using the N-word? Let's start with yes and no answers, then come back around and explain. Start with Vulcan. What's up? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
Is Fat Joe wrong for using the N-word? You say no. T, what's going on?
You already know my answer is gonna be yes. I ain't tracking back this time, man.
CQ, talk to me.
Over the past few months, I would say no now. But I do have my reasons, but I would say no.
Talk to us in the chat. What's up, Fresh?
Puerto Rico is a Caribbean island. He can use
Talk about it. Oh shit, man!
It's not even a part of Latin America.
All right, so we'll get people that.
What they got to do with anything, Fresh?
Because Puerto Ricans are niggas. Vulcan at the beginning of it said that Puerto Rico is a place. There's a bunch of different influences in Puerto Rico. So
you're saying if you say they niggas, that's like a term of endearment. That's what you're saying?
It's a term of endearment, not nigga. Right, there's negative connotation. I'm just saying, if I can say nigga, unless we're saying no one outside of a foundational Black American, i.e., descendant of a slave. But even then, we talked about the Caribbean islands. Slavery was heavy in the Caribbean before America. So what are we saying?
They weren't calling them niggas. It was an American name.
I understand what you're saying, but again, we talking culture.
Yeah.
So basically, the only way you can use nigga is if you've been called a nigga before?
Nah, the only reason you could be called a nigga and use the word nigga is if you're born and raised in America. Period.
All right. So is that your reason? So the question is Fat Joe wrong for using the N-word? We got Vulcan said no, CQ said no, Fresh said no, but T said yes. Go ahead and explain why you say yes, T.
All right, CQ, you listening? I got some more bars for you, CQ.
Yeah, man. Spit them things, man. Come on now.
All right. True story. I'm bringing the T back. Even Roy Jones was forced to lean back.
Okay.
My nigga Dre, hold on. My nigga Dre said grind cook. Now we killing them hard. Niggas saying I must have stole Pun's rhyme book. See how freely he's saying that word with a bunch of.
He was born in the Bronx. He's from America.
Let T explain why he said yes.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But he's around some historical rappers, man. Jadakiss had no problem with it. He was on that song. Ja Rule had no problem with it. He was on that song. Me, I probably would have stopped his ears together. Me, personally.
Nah, I don't know, bro. Terror Squad was, they was serious business back in the day.
So you telling me I wouldn't have no crew if I was a rapper back then? I wouldn't have no crew?
You might not have made it up
I
out of
wouldn't
there,
have no
man.
Hebrew Israelites around me.
You might not have made it up out of there, man. I'm just letting you know, man. Hey, they was beefing with 50 in them back in the day, man.
If Tupac Shakur was still alive, that verse would never happen, bro.
All
What?
right, so
Silence.
Wait, hold on, real quick.
Silence. Now I gotta hold up. Now I gotta
When did
hold up.
Tupac die? Tupac died in the 90s.
You know what my insinuation is for that topic, man. Stop playing with me.
Fat Joe been rapping since the 80s. Why Tupac ain't run down on Fat Joe?
Why Tupac wasn't featured on a song? My point is, Tupac was not featured on a song with Fat Joe if he was rhyming since the 80s. Because he already knew. He didn't want to associate
You
himself
saying
with
the
them.
only legitimate rappers got Tupac features?
Of course not.
Oh, well, what are we saying then? Jay don't got Jay
I'm
on the phone with
I'm telling you, T, with the watermelon and pineapple with the in the background, that bottle wouldn't allow that. And you say, oh, them Terror Squad dudes. You don't think I have a squad with me that ride and die with me?
I get the squad, but
and die would be the operative term.
Hold on,
So
Fresh.
my point is, I would 100% agree. I'm sorry, I would 100% say he was dead ass wrong. I feel the same way with Drake.
But why? We gotta get the why though.
Drake's father is a full-on Memphis nigga.
Hold on, Fresh. You said the why is what again? Because I didn't hear. Let the chat know.
Okay. Fresh eloquently said something, right? So I responded and said, the only way, in my eyes, you be allowed to say that word if you're born and raised in America.
Got you. All right, let's move it around because we got more questions. CQ, talk to me, bro. You
like
said
what?
no.
Yeah, I said no. Oh, I know. I said yes.
You sure?
Right, go ahead, explain.
What was the question? Yeah.
Right,
I said that. I think it's okay for him to use it.
I got you, CQ. It said, is Fat Joe wrong for using the N word?
Oh, I said no. Yeah. Okay.
Right, go ahead, explain.
I mean, feel like hip hop made it cool, and I mean,
yeah, exactly.
So I believe that like it's one of those things where now it's like you can't use like I don't know, like especially with Fat Joe too. He's just been around it his whole life. It's like it's in his nature, you know. And I don't think he grew up. I mean, even in one of his interviews, he said he grew up in the part of the Bronx that was 98% black. He said he thought he was black his whole life.
That's insane.
So you said what?
I said that's insane.
I mean, you know, you
for
got
him to think that. That's what I'm saying.
You got I think his name is 72 Milk or something like this. This white dude that grew up in I think he grew up in Inglewood or somewhere in California, some predominantly black area in California. And he said he didn't know he was white because he was adopted by a black mother. He didn't know he was white until one of his adopted sisters called him a white boy.
Cap.
So,
let me ask you something, Vulcan. Vulcan, let me ask you something.
Hold on, Fresh. Let's see you, and then everybody can chime in.
Well, that's T-Talk.
I just feel like it depends on your culture. Like, it's become more of a culture.
Remember your question, T.
Word.
All right.
That's what I believe.
I got you, CQ. Appreciate it.
Hold on. All right, let's get Vulcan. And before I get Vulcan in here, I'm gonna read the comments from because this is a critical thinking show. Help the Bear says appeal to the origin where someone dismisses an argument solely because of the source or background of the person making it, rather than evaluating the argument itself. Shout out to Help the Bear. Vulcan, you want to answer?
Hey, Vulcan, can I go? Can I ask you a question if you don't mind? If
it's okay with Vulcan.
I'm cool, whatever. Y'all do y'all thug through.
Now, Vulcan, let me ask you something. Say, for example, your father. Your father was a military. Your father.
Go ahead, T.
Your father was a military person. You got me, Vulcan?
Got you loud and clear.
All right. So y'all moved to, let's say, Japan when you was 2 years old, and he ain't leave Japan till you was 16. You know how ludicrous and insane you would sound if you come back to America talking about you Japanese? Just because you're born and raised in a society or an environment, you can't consider you that part of that environment. Isn't that fucking ludicrous?
Yeah, people.
That's what you just said.
So that's
consider me
exactly
crazy.
what Fat Joe is doing. That's
No,
exactly
but
what he's
you
doing.
just said you can't use
Facebook
the word
language,
unless you was
Facebook
born and
language.
raised in America.
That's my point I was making, Fresh.
That was your stipulation.
That's my point. That's why I disagreed. You understand what I'm saying? Japanese got derogatory names for them, right? And you a black dude following the military, you around them for 16 years, and you just assume that you're part of their damn culture. No, dog. Your DNA says you this.
All right.
So
all right.
Your
So
DNA
I
says he's that.
don't think it was assumption. I think he was brought in underneath that impression. Like if I'm around, like let's just take your situation. If I was in Japan since I was 2 years old and all my friends were Japanese and they started calling me their slang words that only Japanese people can use, they're bringing me in at that point. Because at the same, why are they calling me that if I'm not that? And if you're
It's up to
calling
you
me
to
that,
say, yo,
hold
I'm
on,
not
but
that.
hold on. But if you're calling me that, why is it not okay for me to call you that? It's
all right, how about
hypocritical.
this?
It's
How about this?
hypocritical.
I got some
You know
more
why
comments.
it's hypocritical?
Hold on,
Because it's
T.
Japanese that's not in your circle that has a problem with it.
No, but it is their circle because they brought him into that circle. If all my friends growing up are black and they call me the N-word all the time, why would it be so offensive if I call them the N-word back?
Defendant is not in that circle.
Hold on, T. Hold on for a minute. Hold on, T. I think it's better for the audience, the people that's watching, just frame what you want to know, just frame it in the question, and then get everybody able to chime in. So just frame it in the question without any statements. And what you're trying to convey.
All right. Well, Enos know the premise of what I'm saying. I'm not Enos, but okay, go ahead, man.
Okay, you don't want to do. All right, let me read one comments and then Vulcan, you can respond. Mark Film said, "Y'all wrong. If you're not from the Bronx, New York City in general, y'all wouldn't understand. Hip hop culture is NYC and Bronx culture, and excuse me, and the square root of everything in New York culture." Shout out to
Cam
Mark
up,
Film.
Mark. Cam up.
Yeah, you got to show your face. All right,
He
Vulcan.
said, "Cam up, like strap up, nigga. Strap up, lace up, boy."
Hold on, one more thing too.
That's what
like
you
I said,
me?
yeah, we're gonna have some. If we have some time, we're gonna bring some people in. Hey, we got a lot of people in the chat, but we only got 5 likes. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Put them like buttons, man. Y'all push them like buttons, man.
All right, talk
Turn
to us, Vulcan.
What's the question?
Hey, man, we don't go to the next question until we get 10 likes, man. Let's get 10 likes, man.
We in the Godfather bag right now. What we doing?
Come on, man.
All right, they're getting on this in the chat. Yeah, frame it in the question so Vulcan can be able to make it easy for him to hit the target.
Vulcan, you remember my question, man. If you was a military brat in Japan, all right, come on, man, stop it.
Oh, my fault. I thought I answered that one already. I said, yeah, I agree with you. It would sound crazy.
All right, got you. Okay, my fault.
All right, so explain, Vulcan, why he is wrong. Well, the question was, is Fat Joe wrong for using N-word? You said no. Go ahead and explain, Vulcan.
Yeah, I would definitely go with what CQ said. I mean, if somebody's gonna be referring to you like, I remember when Fool got big. What up, Fool? You know, that got big. Everybody was calling everybody Fool. Now, Fool could be disrespectful, but in certain subcultures, Fool is how you communicate. That's what you refer to somebody as. It could be endearing, it could be an insult, it could be a very different things depending upon the context in which it's used. If people are calling Fat Joe the N-word and he's calling them back the N-word, or he's referring to himself as he said in that video, I am that N-word, how can you get mad if you call him that and then he calls himself that? So at that point, should he punch the person in the mouth who's calling him the N-word then?
Good question.
Should he do that?
Of course not. Of course not. What I'm saying, if he takes it out that circle, like CQ was trying to explain, I'm not in that circle, not in that neighborhood. Yeah, I'm black like your neighborhood. You come at me, I'm punching in your mouth. I don't give a damn about no terror squad.
More comments.
Hold
on,
That's the whole
Fresh.
point I was making.
Hold on,
keep that in your circle.
Okay.
They're coming at you, Fresh.
They'll be all right.
This for the last topic. It said, no, maybe fresh is making things difficult for no reason. It's simple. Originators and contributors are not the same. Shout out to
Subscribe,
Room for
people.
Passion.
Subscribe.
Give us a like for that
Support this
comment.
wonderful show.
Does Wounds of Passion, does he realize that a
Oh no,
question,
don't respond
an
to the
ask for
trolls.
clarification is
Don't
just that?
respond to the trolls.
I'm just asking, does he realize that that's the reason I asked the question?
Yeah, all right. You want to get on me for responding to trolls, all right? Chill out, bro.
We got some FBA. FBA chill will certify said Bronx is not the case specific to a hip hop FBA culture. All right.
Is FBA Bronx is not case specific to hip hop. FBA culture is.
All right.
Get it.
Got a little war going on in the chat. Okay.
All right. All right. So to anybody want to add on to fresh? I mean, not fresh. T. You want to add to?
I agree with what T said. I mean, I think that's true. Like, it's one of those things. If the people around you are like, it's like there's certain people that are going to agree with it, and there's certain people that's not. You know.
Well,
So Slick Rick can't use the N word.
Slick Rick. Oh yeah, he's like.
Oh,
isn't
see,
he
you
like
trying to be
from
funny
Britain?
now.
He's
You
from,
trying to
like,
be funny.
Britain.
Nah, see,
21 Savage can't use the N word.
What's up, T?
He trash anyway, man.
Hold on, T.
But I'm just saying, can he use the N word? What even if he's not rapping, just with his folks?
Okay, let me just bring up the artist. T said you can't use the N word if you're not born in America. Is that correct, T?
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Well, hold on. Let me correct it because there's some slick people out there. Let me correct it.
Get him,
because hold on now. All right, I know what you're doing, nigga. So chill out. Okay, because we already know Drake is half black. And I said for years he should say nigga, but you know what I mean? I'm gonna let that slide.
Don't let that slide.
we gonna let Drake live on this topic right here. All right?
What about Slick
Now, if
Rick?
Fat Joe had a black mother or father, I wouldn't have no problem.
What about Slick Rick? Both his parents black.
From
He's
London.
not from America, man. He's not. I don't know if he used that word in his music. Did he?
What about 21 Savage?
No, let's
Both
go
his
back to
parents
Slick
black.
Rick since you're trying to be funny. Did he ever use the word nigga in his lyrics? Since you want to be funny.
But again, we not talking about hip hop. We talking about who can use the word period, right?
Yeah, who can use the N word?
You're right.
Not just in their music. I know Slick Rick talking when Slick Rick talking his man's in them on the block. What's up, my nigga?
We don't know if that's true.
We don't.
But
So you saying if I could find an instance where if I could give you an instance where Slick Rick used the word nigga in his lyrics,
I have a problem with him.
Okay, because he's not born and raised in America.
Right.
Okay, Fat Joe was born in the Bronx. Fat Joe was born in the Bronx. Fat Joe was born in New York, in the Bronx, New York. He's born and raised in America.
Black example. Give me another black skin example instead of Fat Joe. Since you want to be funny, you brought up 21 Savage. I feel the same way.
So basically, what you're saying is more based on which is it? Is it based on where you born, or is it based on how you look? Because Fat Joe obviously doesn't look like a black person, but he was born in America. He was born in America. He should be able to use the word nigga.
Is
according to you,
from America? Is his origins from America? No.
What do you mean his origins? None of our origins are from America.
All right, well, this is a dead topic. We might as well cancel the damn show then. Since you want to go there.
I'm just going where you going.
I'm not going nowhere,
brother. You going.
You bringing up these crazy ass examples about 21 Savage that's black skinned. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to bring up Tiger Woods too. I mean, where you going with this?
I'm going where you're going. I'm asking you who can use the N word, and the things that you're giving me are not. They don't make sense across the board.
Okay,
your logic is easy to poke holes in right now. That's all I'm trying to get you to see. Your logic is easy to poke holes in.
Right. Let me ask you something. This is what I'm do. I'm gonna see if I can play myself without you trying to do it for me. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. 21 Savage parents was not originally from here.
Right.
Correct. But he's born here.
No, 21 Savage is an immigrant from London. He just got his green card.
Give me another example of somebody who's popping in hip hop. Their parents are not from here, but They birthed him here in America.
Oh, Akon.
Okay.
Wale.
Feel the same way. Feel the same way.
So basically, again, and here's what I'm saying. I'm not asking you for how you feel. I'm saying who can and can't use the word, and the criteria that you're giving us is easy to poke holes in. You're saying you got to be born and raised in America. Okay, Fat Joe's born and raised in America. And then you say I don't like when he uses it. Okay, cool. Who can use it? If your parents if you got a black parent, Drake is cool because he got a black parent. Okay, cool. Both of 21 Savage's parents are black.
Bro, like, okay, yeah, everybody born in America using the word nigga, right? White people included. So let's not play this game with me, man. Black African American, born and raised, who parents done them experience all kind of things with slavery, they great grandparents and everybody, right? If you don't have any type of lineage to that term that was given to us from them great parents, you shouldn't be saying it. Period, man.
Okay. What about Nicki Minaj? She's Caribbean.
Yeah, but I got.
Is his parents? Was his parents or great parents in this country suffering from that word?
All right,
in them damn fields, dying, getting raped? No. So he can't say it.
Let me just chime in for fresh. The people you mentioned, Nicki Minaj, it still goes to what T is saying.
It goes to all of them, man.
If they're not born in America, they just can't say it. That's just cutting and dry.
Okay. And as long as we say they're not born in America, they can't say it. Cool.
Yeah, that's the stance he's taking.
Nah, it's deeper than that, Enos. I was saying if your lineage didn't suffer from the word, right? We already know the horror stories of being raised back then.
Well,
right?
let me say this before you finish, and then the Caribbeans should be able to say it.
The Caribbeans can say it.
Were they called niggas in the Caribbean?
I wouldn't doubt
That's
they
what
wasn't.
I thought, bro.
Caribbean niggas from the Caribbean was called niggas.
I understand that, my man, but that term was given to us to degrade us, and we flipped it to something positive, a term of endearment. If you did not come from that lineage that had that word degrading your ancestors, and your ancestors flipped it to a term of endearment, you cannot be saying it. Period.
All right, let's get CQ up here. What's your thoughts on the CQ?
I mean, I had that belief too, what T's saying, but at the same time, I look at it like just with the hip hop itself has pretty much the word has just become a part of the culture. I don't look at it as something that is now being flipped into like to use it against the white man or whatever you want to call it. I just look at it as something that's become a part of the culture that hip hop has made cool. That everybody is using it loosely, singing in their songs, calling some random white dude the N-word that doesn't even really know about it. Like, I mean, just growing up where I grew up at, I mean, everybody said it to everybody, especially black dudes said it to white dudes that are nerds with glasses walking down the hallway. So it's just been
nerds ain't saying it back though.
How about this?
I mean, sometimes they did with the hard R. I mean, it just depends on what mood they were in that day. I mean, so
all right. Let me ask Fresh and T one thing because DJ Biz just asked a good question. Shout out to DJ Biz. Define the word on its origin. How do y'all define nigga?
The word nigga has its origins in like Spanish or like Portuguese and other words that mean in other languages. It's just a translation of the word black.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So white people didn't even originate that word.
I could have sworn in the Webster dictionary it stated that you was ignorant.
Yeah, Nigger.
Yeah,
but we talk about Fat Joe said.
No, we talking about the dude that asked a question in the comments.
Yeah, but when I'm referring to UT is like not the Nigger is the define that is ignorant, right? Ignorant black guy.
Right.
We're talking about Nigga. How do y'all define that one? The one Fat Joe is using.
Never ignorant, always getting goals accomplished.
Okay, that's how Tupac defined it. All right, that's Tupac.
The point is, man, if your lineage did not suffer from slavery, you should not be saying that shit. Period, man.
Well, let me ask you:
is it American slavery? Because everywhere has slaves.
Yeah,
you talk about American slavery.
Everybody has slaves, Fresh, but were they being called nigga? If you can tell me and show me proofs Send me a link.
What-
I'll shut the hell up, man.
All right, so if it's proof that they would be called a nigga, you would
I'll retract
change your
everything I'm
stance.
saying tonight.
All right. Well, let me ask you
So
another question. Then. Hold on,
Haitians can't use the word nigga.
If you
They
still
was
talking
slaves
with
in
no
Haiti.
links, fresh, I ain't got nothing to say to you, man. If you still talking no links, I ain't got nothing to say to you, bro.
Hold on. Do y'all
All right.
think Fat Joe is racist though?
Of course
No.
not. He don't think
I mean,
so in his mind. I think he is though, but he don't think so in his mind.
CQ?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't really call it. I'm not gonna put that on him if he is or he isn't. I mean, I think everybody probably has a little bit of racism in him, but is he are you asking is he racist towards blacks? I don't think so.
All right.
That's a good point, CQ.
Yeah, everybody got a little bit of hate.
Because as black people, when we say racism, we are particularly talking about discrimination towards us.
Right.
Do y'all remember that verses he did when he called that female a black bee?
No.
Was she black?
Yeah, she was black.
Oh, okay. Sounds like an accurate description to me.
Yeah, I don't think he would describe. I don't think he would refer to a Hispanic or a Puerto Rican as a light-skinned bee.
He probably say something. He probably, hey, look. Here's what I learned, man. We worse to our own kind. He probably say something worse to a Hispanic girl, man. I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy how we are actually more evil towards our own people than we are towards others, other of different shades and cultures. So I wouldn't be surprised if he says some of the most craziest stuff in private to his Hispanic or Puerto Rican wife.
Hey, real quick, I want to go back.
I ain't trying to be funny, CQ.
You said the definition for a nigga is ignorant. Where you get that from? What dictionary are you referencing?
Webster.
Nigger?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the first three definitions. I only see offensive, uses insulting and contemptuous term for black person, a member of a class or a group of people who are systematically subjected to discrimination and unfair treatment. I don't see your definition nowhere. And I came up in the 80s, so I do remember at one point in time that's what we thought it meant.
There at one point in time, right. I do remember.
They changed.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm just saying. Update your reference, man.
I didn't literally look at it like you did just now.
I know.
I remember it back when I was growing up, and
I know.
Changed the yeah.
Hey, that means the world's growing a little bit, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So.
Yeah, so we agree that they changed the definition. Hold on, Carrie P said Fat Joe is racist only because we all are, as is required by American culture.
Oh, that's pretty deep.
Hey, CQ, I ain't trying to be funny.
What's up?
Respectfully.
Yeah.
What is your race?
I'm mixed. You know, I got a whole bunch of different nationalities: black, white, Italian. I mean, pretty much everything. My father's black and white. My mother's white. So.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a quarter black. He could use it.
So back to the top, but
that's the thing though. I don't use it. I don't feel the need to. Like, I ain't never had to feel like it's just. I saw white boys using it all the time. So like I said, where I grew up, man, white boys used it, Mexicans used it, everybody used it, and even my own homies used to be like, "Why don't you use the N-word?" I'd be like, "It's not me. Like, I don't feel the need to. Like, it's not like I don't got that urge. I don't, you know." And then too, like, in my life, it's different because when I'm around people with y'all's melanin, I'm not black to y'all. When I'm around Caucasian of the most Caucasians, I'm not white to them. So it's like it's one of those things where you kind of a little bit
in the middle,
confused.
You're in no man's land, so to speak. Exactly. Man without a home.
Breaking news: we got T on camera, man.
Whoa,
hold up,
baby.
Hold up, baby. That made the show for me. That made the show for me.
Hey, I just want to let y'all know he came on camera because of me. He said, "Let me face my accuser."
That's what's up, man.
Now you see the phantom, CQ. This is the nigga you've been talking to this whole time. I just ain't want to be a dude talking that ish and not showing my face.
Hey, I appreciate that.
I'll tell you one thing. Whoever that dude was You know who I'm talking to. Cam up.
Cam
Real
up.
talk, man.
Cam up.
Yeah.
We're going to try to sit them a league. All right, so we all agree that Fat Joe is not racist. Do y'all consider him a culture vulture? Let's get yes or no answers going
Man,
around.
these
And
are
then...
crazy questions, man. That's crazy.
All right, see, Vulcan, is Fat Joe a culture vulture?
No.
All right, Fresh?
No.
T?
No.
CQ?
Nah, I can't do that to the Joe, man.
Okay, so y'all want to explain Vulcan?
I don't really agree with most definitions of the culture vulture, but just taking the definition that I see merit in is somebody who benefits off of culture without giving credit to people who created it. That part I can see a legitimacy to, and that wouldn't be fit Fat Joe at all. Fat Joe gives credit all the time.
Yeah.
When he's communicating about it. So
yeah.
by that definition, which is the only definition I really can respect. Some people's definition is just a non-black person, doing hip hop or making money off hip hop. You
hey,
go ahead.
Let me piss y'all off in the comments real quick. By that definition, Vlad TV is also not a culture vulture.
Uh-oh.
This nigga wildin'.
What about Adam 22?
Definitely.
Why, you know what? He wildin', man. He doing that shit for the likes, man.
He's definitely a culture vulture.
All right, CQ.
Yeah, I mean, I say no because Fat Joe was doing hip hop when it wasn't even popular. When people hated hip hop, when Michael Jackson was dissing hip hop, when Michael Jackson was telling Quincy Jones, why you messing with Will Smith? That stuff ain't going nowhere. Fat Joe was rocking with hip hop. He's been down with hip hop since day one. So
even Cam said Fat Joe was the first nigga that they saw on in the hood. He said he was the first person outside of Big L that was benefiting from hip hop.
Okay.
I don't think we can call him a culture vulture because he's from within the culture. Even if he's not an originator of the culture, but the origin of Fat Joe.
He was in a group called Digging in the Crates with Big L. That's how he got his come up.
Yeah. He's from within. He was born with Fat Joe's origins are in the culture of hip hop. From place of birth to culture, all that. He's from here.
And that was kind of like, though, earlier on the topic what Lord Jamar was saying, how they kind of let Joe in a sense. And I was like, why everybody was like, okay, Joe's cool because he was with some of the top, like Big L. I forgot who else.
Yeah.
Digging
a lot of the guys. He was actually part of the Digging. You're right. I think he was carrying.
Yeah, he's from Digging in the Crate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I would say that's not necessary. You don't have to be part of the culture. This is a very common thing. I mean, you see this in other aspects, in other situations other than hip hop, where a guy, you got people that do HVAC or do plumbing, and somebody buys a company that's not a plumber or HVAC guy, doesn't have his background in that. People might feel a little way about that. Like, he don't even know what he's talking about, man. But he bought the company, and now he's running an HVAC or a plumbing company, even though he's not a plumber. Nothing wrong with that. It is going to rub some plumbers the wrong way. It's going to rub some HVAC guys the wrong way. That's how life works. So the same way, if somebody that's not from the culture, somebody who's in the emo or in the country, if they decide to get involved in hip hop and profit off hip hop, it's just fine. They're not a culture vulture. We just don't. We just not gonna like it. We just don't like it. We're not gonna like it. That's all it is. It's envy in some way.
I'm gonna give another approach, man. I would say he's not a culture vulture based off the fact that he has a identity issue. He's in an identity crisis right now. He got brainwashed from hip hop, brainwashed from all the black people who was around. And I really think he's genuine about it, but I still can't accept the fact that he's able to use them words so freely, loosely off his lips, traveling from coast to coast, going overseas and whatever. But I'm going deeper than that. He got a psychotic issue, an identity crisis. Y'all remember that episode on ATL when that dude thought he was a white boy? I'm thinking that's the same
Atlanta. That was a good.
Yeah,
Atlanta.
that was a good episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
that's
funny. Hilarious.
Yeah, and that's how I'm looking at Fat Joe right now when it comes to this topic.
Oh man, good question in the chat. It says if Latinos created hip hop, why he needed to be let in? Shout out to this December Don, and that's good because he talks
They
about this.
late. We talked about that earlier. They late.
And he talked about this on the Math Hoffa show. This is what a lot of this came from. So let me play a clip for that. Him, I guess, talking about his origins. And the last question I asked was Fat Joe a culture vulture? Let's get to another video. I'm gonna ask you another question.
Rumors were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that. Okay, it's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them. Right. So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't Black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're gonna give them too much clout.
I mean,
the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the fuck these broke niggas is. I'm just keeping it a buck. And that shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them? Like, you know, your leader? Yo, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop. Yo, bro. Far as I know, we're at Yankee Stadium right now, and it's hip hop's 50th birthday. And the guy who invented it, Grandmaster Flash, my brother carried his crates. My babysitters made up the, let me hear you say, ho, it's two girls.
All right, we addressed that earlier. See, my question is, because we addressed some of that as far as the origins of hip hop. My question is, was Math Hoffa wrong for not? Should Math Hoffa check Fat Joe when Fat Joe was talking like that? That's my question for the panel. Should Math Hoffa check Fat Joe when he was saying those things about the FBA? Let's start with Vulcan.
No.
Fresh.
I just told you I stopped my shit.
No.
T, you muted. You muted, T.
Absolutely, man.
Oh, you should have checked tomorrow at CQ.
How he gonna check Joey Crack, man? He probably had Pistol Pete in the background ready to go, man. He ain't about to do no checking. I don't.
Can I tell you why though?
All right, go ahead and start it off, T.
All right, y'all remember that battle? He got punched in the face by that damn Hindu dude.
Who? Fat Joe?
You know? Yeah. No, nigga. Math Hoffa.
It's talking about Math, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, disaster.
Yeah. If he could take a look like that, he can check Fat Joe. Because they ain't supposed to have no guns in New York anyway. They ain't gonna do nothing but give him a beat down. Do that for the culture, man. Get a stomp out for the culture. You know, they might have blades on them. He can get some kilo scars and keep it moving. You know, I come with black people, we scar up horribly. So he get the little kilo scars and keep it moving.
Damn, he said, man, take the
$150.
So
yeah.
why you say yes? So why you say yes? Math Hoffa should have checked him. Explain.
If he's able to go face to face with the Hindu dude, disaster, right? Off of battle rap, but he's supposed to be from the culture, which is battle rap, right? He should have checked him like he's supposed to do, man. Period.
But we're asking you, why is he supposed to check him?
I just told you an example of how he was able to. I guess he was checking disaster for his pride and everything, right?
Yeah, that had nothing to do with black and that had nothing to do with race.
Exactly. So when it comes to this situation right here, check him again for the culture, man. That's where you get your bread and butter from. That's why you're on YouTube making this money right here. It's because of hip hop. But if you don't, he'll culture vulture just like Vlad. Shouts out to Fresh. If you let people come on your platform, disrespect this culture, you a culture vulture, man. You doing that shit for the paper. Period.
Facebook, watch the language. All right, so you explain why. Let's get to CQ.
And I gave an example.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, I just think that they've already accepted Joe as part of the culture. So for them, when they hear Joe, talk like that, it's not it's like, and I know Matt's known Joe for a very long time, so for him, I don't think it's coming in that type of way. They're not looking at it like how you would look at it, or you know what I mean. It's not coming off as disrespectful to them. It's just them having a normal conversation in the barbershop. That's how they look at Joe. They look at Joe as one of them, like he's not outside.
You know what they look at Joe as, CQ? All due respect. A person that can give him some views to get the check. That's his culture vote.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
I'm giving you my example with my eyes and ears, what I seen, how he stood up for his pride, but he can't stand up for the culture. That's what I'm doing, Fred.
Hey, it's funny, T. Somebody in the chat talking to you, they said, the truth returns said, why are you inciting violence? All right, let me get Fresh up in here. What's up, Fresh?
Well, I mean, why would he check him? If we're being 100% honest, in the culture of hip hop, Fat Joe outweighs Math Hoffa.
My man, it's ways you can check people. If somebody breath stink, you don't say, "Hey, my nigga, your breath funky as hell."
But
like, hey, here goes some it's a way to check somebody, man.
For him to check him, he would have to agree with Foundational Black Americans. That he would
agree with me.
Math Hoffa would have to agree with what Foundational Black American as an organization is saying about Fat Joe. Otherwise, if he agrees with him, why would he check them? We talk about individual.
All right, give an example, T. Go ahead and give an example how you could check somebody. Facebook
I just
language.
gave an example. Somebody breath stink, right? You ain't
no, in this
situation.
Like,
I'm gonna give an example. If how to check somebody peacefully. You chilling with a nigga, you're in the car, windows up, y'all just steam the L, and you can smell this nigga breath, right? You ain't gonna be like, yo, nigga, your breath stink. Now what you gonna do? Yo, my man, here goes some gum. Right? And now if he's savvy enough, he know what you're talking about. That's the way you can check somebody subtly. Am I tripping? So on his show, on his platform, he could have checked him another way versus just giggling.
Did Math Hoffa somewhere else say that he agrees with Foundational Black Americans? Because I'm trying to understand why Math Hoffa would check Fat Joe if he don't agree, if his opinion is not against Fat Joe's opinion, if he agrees with him.
How you gonna answer a question with a question, Fresh? My man Enos told me give an example, and you gonna ask another question. My example wasn't good enough on how to check somebody. My man Enos
I asked a completely different question. T, I asked a completely different question.
Why though? The question from Enos was, how would you check?
How can you do it? I'm asking, why would he? T, come on, focus. Lock in. Lock in. Why would Math Hoffa check Fat Joe if he didn't disagree with Fat Joe's opinion?
Let me go to the beginning again. If he's able to check Disaster in the battle rap, yeah, rub your ears, nigga. If he's able to check Disaster from a battle rap, he should be able to check Fat Joe just off the strength of the culture.
Fat Joe is a part of the culture. If Math Hoffa does not disagree, if Math Hoffa agrees that Fat Joe is part of the culture, why would he check him for the culture?
I just told you. Why you asking me to say? I just told you, my man.
You didn't actually. You didn't.
All right, so
let me add this real quick.
Let's move along. Let me Fresh.
Yeah, well, Fresh, you wilding, man.
Go ahead.
Let me add this real quick. I also believe that Matt Hoffa is actually Caribbean descent.
Yeah,
I don't. So I don't. He doesn't have. He's not going to have the same. I think he would
rest my case.
I think he'll be more sided with Fat Joe than he would FBA or what is it? Yeah.
You got to answer your question, Fresh.
Man, they going on Fresh. Hold on, let me talk to the chat. Fresh and Snipes is a teller. No, Fresh is Black Foundation Black America. Y'all chill out in the chat, man.
Nah.
Come on,
don't
look at that
skin. Don't respond to the chat. You see how y'all do me, man? But when I respond, yo, T, chill out, man. You know what I mean? They just hate us, man. Yeah. The public know Fresh.
Fresh is from the South.
Come on, man.
All right, let me get Vulcan up in here.
What's up?
Fresh, go ahead, Vulcan.
Nah, we good. I got.
Is that what you got? You know, what's up?
Yeah, so you go ahead and explain why. Excuse me, why Math Hoffa shouldn't check. What's it? Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he shouldn't have checked them I think people brought up a great points. One, because we don't know what his opinion on it is. Why would you check somebody for opinion that he shares? That's one thing. Number two would be the guy was kind enough to grace your show. There has to be some type of reciprocity in that. You know, somebody comes on your show, they don't have to do that. Fat Joe's name carries weights and gets numbers. When he was doing his podcast during the pandemic, he got numbers. He had all the great songs. We got real hip hop history based off what Fat Joe communicates, and he's one of those few guys.
Culture vulture.
And he's one of those few guys that's willing to actually share a lot of things that's going on. So just like Vlad, you know, whether you love Vlad or hate Vlad, a lot of things we heard first and only on Vlad's show.
Vlad
so solved Tupac's murder. No.
Dang, chill.
So what?
Go ahead, TT says, so what?
Well, the thing is, I mean, not to address what T's saying. So what? You got two sides of the whole thing. Like it's one of those things. Is are you loyal to the artist? Or are you loyal to your fandom? And want to understand. Like I want to know as much about this as I can. That means you need people that's gonna leak. You need folks that's gonna share things that otherwise wouldn't be shared. Just like the government needs people that's gonna be a rat. You need people. Are you trying to do a business deals? You got somebody on the inside on what's going on. You know, if you're in the government, you got a spy on the other side that's giving you information. Same thing with hip hop.
You know, the only way I probably respect Vlad is if black guys came on his platform and he say, you know what, from this point on, 2025, you cannot use the word to insinuate or describe or, you know what I mean, like talk and what I'm trying to say
incriminate.
No. I'm talking about using the word nigga.
Oh.
I don't want to hear the nigga on my platform at all. That's the only way I probably respect Vlad. You understand what I'm saying? If
Vlad cannot police that. He can't. How can Vlad police niggas saying nigga? He's not. He's not.
You know, could you mute this dude while I get my point off, man? Because this dude is acting and talking crazy right now, man. What's wrong with you?
Oh my God!
I'm trying to make a point. I said me, T, the dude with the watermelon and the pineapple, right? If he said out his mouth from here on out, I don't want to have that word, the N word, because they ain't gonna say nigga. He gonna say the N word to refer to any black person on my show at all.
Why would that be important for you?
Because when it comes to that guy, man, he's doing it for content, right? COE, right? And he's incriminating people. Yeah, it's people's own choice to go up there and say whatever they got to say, right? But for him to keep poking at people, and if they don't say, I don't want to talk about it, but they like say like, you know what I mean, comments like they don't really talk about the topics they talk about, you keep poking at them. And it gets more views. He prying them. So that's what I consider a culture vulture. But if he say, you know what, from here on out, he'll still be a culture vulture, but I look at him more respectfully.
Well, he'll be a culture with a conscience if you do that. That's what Lord Jamar used to call him. He's a culture vulture with a conscience. And do y'all want to address what T is saying if that he is a culture vulture? And y'all don't agree that Vlad is a culture vulture, right? Yeah. Vulcan's CQ, you agree with T that Vlad is a culture vulture and Fresh, and then we go Vulcan.
I got the gist of what I'm saying, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
CQ. And then we're going to go to the next topic.
My bad, y'all, man. Somebody was calling me, but yeah, we can go to the next topic. But I mean, I don't know. It's tough with the Vlad TV thing. I mean, there's things that sometimes make you go like, what is this guy really doing? But the one thing that he has done, like what Vulcan was saying earlier, he's given us some historic stories that are going to be documented probably 50, 70 years, from now that we would have never known. And unfortunately, it was Vlad that did it. He's the one that thought about to do it, and he did it. Maybe other people tried it and just weren't as successful as he was. So it's hard for me to go on like the whole 100% culture vulture. But there are some questionable things like, Vlad, why you let that man destroy himself like that? Pause on
Vlad.
I say
let because grown man. He can't control what another grown man does, bro.
Edited, man. freshly. He could
Yeah,
have
you
Crazy.
can.
man.
Yeah, you
Y'all
can.
be taking the accountability away from the nigga who's up there saying it.
True. No,
You can
I'll
control
give
what
them
a black
full
man
accountability, but there's things you can do as the editor. You can edit that out. You can show the dude
But
here.
why
Hey,
wouldn't he? That's what we came to see.
I'm pretty sure he
that's
Vlad
the
is a
understands
vulture
content
that.
part.
creator.
That's the
Vlad
vulture
is
part
in
of
the business of
Capitalism.
Vlad is in a consumer business.
Yeah, true.
Vlad is only putting out the things that are being consumed by the public. It's
I know.
us.
That's the
It's
vulture
us.
part of
We
it, though,
love
man.
that stuff. When Vlad put that stuff out, we love hearing about the crime. We love hearing about the old. That's what we like.
Nah,
I'm not French, man. Don't say we.
Yo.
Bruh.
You
You know what? You're right. You're right.
Hold on, fresh. T.
Bruh.
You weren't watching those Vlad TV interviews?
When I stopped, bro.
No. You might have stopped, but you was watching them at one time. Good content. Somebody.
I mean, we've all watched the Vlad
I watched the mystical interview. Yeah, I watched the mystical interview, but whatever, man. I wouldn't watch no dude telling on himself, man. I was looking at, because, I was a No Limit fan, right? So when he had Mystical on, I was like, let me give more details about Mystical. But just watching, like, oh, yeah, I robbed this dude at 7:30 exact. And then I went to the damn Dairy Queen, got a slushie, and they had me on camera. I ain't watching no shit like that, man.
Yeah, you're not watching it, but it got 1 million views though. Let's get
millions.
You asked me though. You asked me.
You're right. I asked you, but I'm saying this system we in, this capitalist system. Welcome to what's Jay-Z? Welcome to, and you're welcome to sell, man. So you can make
welcome to hell. You are welcome. Come on, man.
You can make all the money you make, and if you have a consumer who's willing to consume that, Vlad's gonna take advantage of that, man. So let me get
all this. I'm about to say all this tied together, man. Fat Joe. Let me tell you that, man. Fat Joe in the culture vote.
You say Maverick?
No,
I said Fat Joe.
He was about to say Vlad.
Oh, okay.
Vlad, yeah. What's up with Maverick, man? Give me the scoop, man.
Oh, he didn't come in. He was supposed to. We said.
I ain't talking about that, man. I'm talking about what happened, man.
Oh, okay. Let's get Vulcan there. I tell you that.
What up, Maverick? Holla at me. You see me?
What up, Enos? What we got?
See me, Maverick? Come online, Maverick. Where you at, homeboy?
Maverick was. I said Maverick.
Get this word.
All right, I think we covered that. Let's get to the next video, because I think Vulcan, you already answered why that Math Hoffa didn't have to check Fat Joe. So let me ask y'all. Let me play this video and ask some more questions. I think this is last.
Look at Joey
video.
Crack. That is wild work, boy.
Yeah, this is the guy that says the N word.
Yeah, that boy look like
that isn't black or a descendant of. My personal opinion is that nobody that isn't black or a descendant of a Black American slave or a possible descendant of a Black American slave should be saying the N-word. But obviously, I'm the only one that feel that way. Let me show you this video of Fat Joe talking about how Black people didn't create hip-hop alone, then starts to talk so negatively about us, and then goes on to use the N-word in the same sentences.
Who don't look like them or who ain't. Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't Black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean,
the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the fuck these broke niggas is. I'm just keeping it a buck. And their shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them? Like, your
Hold on.
leaders? Oh, man. You got to be fucking kidding me, man. And so they're trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop. Yo, bro. These rumors were made by radical Black racists. Let's just say that. Okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a Black guy that ain't down with them. Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't Black American.
So there's the whole clip. You know what? Actually, watching that video with you all just now, I just came to another conclusion. He's having this conversation with a whole Black man who's in the corner giggling like a schoolgirl. That's the problem. There's the problem. course, Fat Joe feels like he can say these things. Look who he's talking to and look at the response he's getting. My God. My personal opinion.
Hey, real quick, let me point something out real quick before we even get into this conversation. Colloquial usage of the word nigga outdates the FBA as an organization. You telling me that the FBA is going to get together and say, you know what, we changed the definition, we changed who can and can't use this word, and now Fat Joe, we know you've been using this word for 40 some odd years, but you can't use it no more because we said so.
Man, you know what? I'm sorry, Fresh. You know what?
Never.
Hey, Fresh, you hear me?
Y'all hear you?
All right, what I thought you was gonna say, man, before you interrupt the Enos, I thought you were gonna say how luscious them lips was, man.
That's disgusting. I would never, like those words would never come out of my mouth. Hey, yo.
Hey, man.
Pause. No diddler. Luscious those lips are. This is being recorded.
Oh, man, you coward.
This is live. What's going on?
Man. You a coward, man.
Freshly Sniped would never say those words in that order to another man.
What?
Luscious lips?
Am I tripping, CQ?
I don't know what you're talking about, dog.
Bro,
what we
let's
talking
will
about?
it back. Let's will it back. I don't know what's going on. Will it back. Tell Stock
so y'all
to
ain't see
holler
what
at
I
me.
seen.
Oh, you talking about the female?
You talking about the female?
Yeah, for sure. I know. Yeah. I thought
Fresh
was
got them
joking.
tendencies. So if why would you assume?
Listen,
wait, no, time out.
Time out, T.
If I say luscious, we gotta get to this. We gotta get to this. If I say luscious lips with a female, why would you assume I'm talking about? You know what? To each his own, man.
All right. So listen, the
question. What female are we talking about?
The lady that
you
just
ain't see a female on that clip.
The video.
Wildin', man.
Hold on, the video I just played with the females talking about Fat Joe.
Yeah, I got
man, so he can get a refresher.
All right,
man.
So the question is Fat Joe turning his back? Hold on, I think Vulcan. Oh, Vulcan is in the back row. Is Fat Joe turned his back on the black community that made him rich? Yes or no? Come back around. Let's get Fresh. I see you already shaking your head.
No.
All right, let's get CQ.
Man, these questions, man. I don't know. I'll say no. I'll say no.
All right, T. Is he turned his back on the black community that made him rich?
Nah, I wouldn't say so.
Vulcan, you muted.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no, he's not.
Now, if he's Pitbull, I would say yeah. Pitbull went straight pop. Fat Joe still,
but that's
still doing hood music.
Right.
So,
can I go first?
Yeah, you can go ahead, bro.
Okay. That goes to show you what CQ was talking about. CQ was talking about Math Hoffa origins is not from America. So when Fat Joe was speaking them statements, what we heard Math Hoffa doing in the background?
Laughing.
Like homegirl with the luscious lips was saying. He's laughing like a schoolgirl. I rest my case. If I had my platform, you understand, if he was on this platform, I don't know Enos or Vulcan, if y'all would just let him just spew out the N-word. I don't know. But on my platform, I would have a list of criteria, like Enos give me every show, of what not to say and what not to do. You understand? And one of the criteria will be for you not to say that N-word.
That's good, right? That's good.
I ain't tripping about that, man.
Let's read some more comments from Vroom. Sigma Male, Dr. Clyde Anderson called us Native Black Americans. Yes, I did address that earlier. Shout out to you, Vroom. Native Black Americans for judicial purposes judicial purposes of positioning blacks to have proper wording to get our, I'm just gonna add our, reparation. Shout out to Vroom. All right. So
hey,
anyway.
that sounds like a sponsor, man.
Yeah, that's a good name. Let's go ahead and see. Oh yeah, we in the works. We're doing some behind the scenes things.
Nice. Okay.
Shout out to Fresh. Go ahead and For the I'm forgetting the question now.
Did he
Oh
turn
yeah,
his
did he
back?
forget to turn his back on the black
Yeah,
community?
yeah.
No,
Okay.
addressing a specific subsect of black people. He actually quantified or qualified his statement. Who he's talking about? He said a group of radical black racists. I don't consider myself a radical black racist. I support Fat Joe's musical career, so he can't be turning his back on me. He's not talking
You
about me.
lying. You ain't bought one album. Stop it.
I ain't
You
listen.
lying.
you might be right about that. I haven't bought any albums if we keep it a stack, so I might not support hip hop at all.
That's
All
right.
my music is bootlegged. I ain't bought a Jay-Z album ever.
Oh yeah, it's too soon for Jay-Z, man. He on hot water. Chill out.
All right, what's up? What's up, CQ?
Nah, I mean he's on a black podcast trying to discuss it. So I look at it like it's almost like he's trying to bring it to the table to have the discussion to get it figured out. I think Lord Jamar was even saying like, well, let's bring your people to the table, bring my people to the table, and we'll sit down and have this discussion about the origins of hip hop. So it seems like he's trying to like, have that discussion
What's so funny,
within
Chris?
the culture. So
My fault. I'm finna get flagged. My fault, CQ. I'm over here doing other stuff.
oh, you good, man.
Shout out to
Oh, you ain't
Distracted
playing
from
no
a
more.
good
You
answer.
playing some more guns on camera, man?
Oh my goodness! Hey, shout out.
How the hell you gonna get flagged? What were you talking about, man?
Shout out to Kibit TV. Fat Joe mentioned the FBA is probably the first time Math Hoffa heard the term. How could he check him if he don't know what FBA is?
I don't think that's true. Matt Hoffa got some conscious brothers on that pod.
Yeah,
some co-hosts that he know about it. He know about the FBA.
Especially that dude that sits to the right of him usually with the
yeah.
glasses.
He definitely know. He on that.
Forgot his name.
So y'all
I'd say no because of that. Yeah, he's on a black podcast. It sounds like he's trying to work it out. I mean, yeah, he was, he's probably frustrated, saying some crazy stuff, but it doesn't seem like he's running from, trying to discuss it and work it out.
All right. So hey, I'm gonna let we have Vulcan in here to chime in, but chat, man, I see y'all putting a lot of comments in the chat. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We thank y'all for tuning in and hanging out with us, man. We definitely appreciate it. I can't see it right now. I think I gotta check. All right, so Vulcan.
Yes, sir.
Has Fat Joe turned his back on the black community that made him rich?
No, sir.
All right, go ahead and explain. Everybody explained.
Yeah, he's not doing that. He's allowed to have his opinion. Just because you support what people got going on and they support you doesn't mean you got to agree with every opinion that they share. He could be wrong historically on the origins of hip hop, and it's not a shot at people who support him. He never, the shout out to T again. He never proclaimed to be some kind of scholar. This guy who made his living off rhyming words with words.
Nice.
He had a couple slaps back in the day.
Yeah.
He had a couple slaps back in the day. No, he actually has a lot more slaps than the guy we're talking about before, which was David Banner. Fat Joe has a lot more slaps. But yeah, so no, he can be wrong about that. I mean, he shows love. I want to say this. I don't know many guys who show more love to people in hip hop.
That's a good point.
He overdoes it. I mean, he calls LL Cool J a god. He calls who's LL Cool J beefing with from the Bronx?
Kubo D.
Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you.
You talking about cannabis?
Come on. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna come on. We looking bad out here on the internet right now.
No, you're looking bad.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get it from love. Well, how
you're looking bad, not us.
Now, I think I don't know this song right now. We talking about
somebody in the chat help us out, man.
The religion of hip hop. The religion. The one who's pushing the religion of hip hop. KRS-One. There we go. Come on.
KRS.
Look, they already questioned it. They said, "Where y'all guys from? What country? We from? All of us are from America, the deep
That's
South.
crazy.
That's from the South.
I'm from where I'm from, and I'm at where I'm at. If I gotta go wherever you want me to go, I'll be confused.
Yeah.
All right, but go ahead, Fitzgerald.
So yeah, no, I'm just to answer the question that you asked about Fat Joe turning his back on blacks. No, he shows more love than most than probably. It'd be hard to find somebody who shows more love to hip hoppers, original hip hoppers, and the culture itself and what it's done for him and his family than pretty much anybody.
Purely based off of just his interviews, Fat Joe's hip hop pedigree and knowledge is far superior to like a cool like 80% of the popular rappers that we know and have heard.
And the guys you respect him. Whoever you respect in the game, they respect him.
Facts.
You can't give a motherfucker bail, man, just because he got knowledge.
Hey, watch the language.
My fault. You can't give him bail because he got knowledge of hip hop. He knows how to show me a video with Drake, man, where he's in his grandmama basement studying hip hop. Like, you remember them books of CDs, sleeves we used to put in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was studying us like Eminem, man. So you can't say he got knowledge, man. That's easy. Come on, man.
That's not what I said, though.
Yeah, you did. You said knowledge. You said it.
I said pedigree. And I said his knowledge is more than 80% of the popular artists.
You just say you ain't say knowledge. See?
No. I said what you said is not what I said.
Did you say knowledge or not?
I did say knowledge, but there's other words that you put other words around knowledge that don't reflect what I said. You said a whole bunch of other stuff other than the word knowledge, and I responded to that's not what I said.
Okay,
that's what I said.
You got it, homeboy. You got it big time.
I know.
Yeah, I know you know.
All right, so
is it my turn yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we done with this. The last topic. You know, everybody can go around and whatever they wanted to mention, they didn't get a chance to mention, and we can wind this down.
I bet you Fat Joe got my knowledge to you, Fresh.
Huh?
Say what?
Huh?
I don't know what you said.
I said I bet you Fat Joe got more knowledge on hip hop than you do.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You know.
All right, let's go. Let's go with Fresh. Anything you haven't mentioned that you wanted to mention, closing statements and everything about the today's topic.
Yeah, man. I think I think when people are around the origins or from the culture, I don't understand why we even question their pedigree, right? Fat Joe has literal history in the culture. He's not someone who came in and benefited off the culture and he never gave back. Like Fat Joe made music for us. He made music with us. He made music from the beginning before he was even getting paid for it. Like this is like the fact that we're asking these questions about Fat Joe is weird to me. And again, we talked about at the very beginning where foundational Black American, that particular phrase or term came about for a specific reason. I don't think those individuals get to decide for hip hop as a culture who can and can't like be a part of it. Like who are the police of hip hop? Who says what individual, what group of people get to say who can and can't be in or from hip hop? And then if that's the case, what's the criteria? Like when we talk about this conversation any other time, I want some criteria that says like, listen, these are the things that make you from hip hop, and these are the things that say you're not from it or you can't be a part of it. Because otherwise, it's just people's opinions, which it is either way it goes. But there's not even there's no formula, there's no structure around, there's no foundation around the stuff that people are saying. It's just like, we don't like what you're doing, you're not from the culture. Like that's all I got.
That's where we come into play though, Fresh. You know, this is not a corporate entity where you got an HR and everything, right? So it's up to the fans to decide who rises and who falls. You're right.
Oh, I agree with that then.
It's no gatekeepers. You're right. That's why it takes dudes like me, you, and everybody on this panel to decide the downfall of these people we have a problem with. Because they can't go to HR or anything right there. You know what I mean? And we ain't got enough money to sue. We ain't got enough money to sue these people who we have a problem with. So it's up to us as fans to dictate what is
Yeah.
tolerated.
I'm gonna say this one thing, T, in
All right,
response to that, and then I'm gonna shut up.
Keep it concise. Then we get CQ.
I'm gonna keep it short. I don't have a problem with people who have a problem with anyone in hip hop or around hip hop. I just want the reasoning they have a problem to be right. I don't want you to bring me on or to get me to support your problem if it's a personal problem. Does that make sense? If you personally don't like something that somebody did and you know he's not even black, I don't want to hear that. I want you to say.
Because, I'm about to say it doesn't make sense because if you say you don't want to follow someone based on what their opinion is, then that's a you problem, man. If you have a problem,
yeah, 100%.
Right. If I got a problem, you got a problem, we can collectively come and tackle this issue. You can't be a person on the sideline dissecting and, you know what I'm saying, deciding which side you're going to go with a problem with somebody and then jump in. Nah, you got to have a strong stance like I do. If you agree, don't follow me, don't listen to me, don't even, you know what I mean, try to even understand what I'm saying because it ain't for you. There's plenty of people in this world that feel what I'm saying and feel how I feel, and we will gang up on the people to take down. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. There's a group of people that support pretty much every opinion or position. I agree with that.
Right.
All right. Let's get CQ in here.
Yes, sir. Well, I just want to say appreciate for having me on tonight. It was dope. I had fun. Hey, shout out to T for doing the camera reveal. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty dope. I want to say foundational Black Americans originated hip hop. I believe that the Latino culture, Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, Mexicans have contributed to it greatly. They have, you know, they were doing it when it wasn't popular too. So I give them that credit, you know, because a lot of people jumped on the hip hop train after it made millions of dollars. And so there were, I think, people there from the foundation as well and other cultures that helped it get to the level that it's at right now as well. Check out my music. I'm an artist as well. You know what I'm saying? YouTube. Just CQ, OGPC, original paper chaser in the building.
Yeah.
You can hit me on YouTube and Instagram. I just dropped some clips to my new video about to come out 2025. So let's get it, man. We spitting some lyrical, spiritual, all in your swimming pool. Now I'm just playing.
There go your bar, Steve. That was off the top.
Well, yeah, man. If you want to hear the music, check me out, man. We out here.
All right. And
now,
I want to thank you.
What's up, man?
All right, man. Yo, all right.
Hey, man. Since you did the face reveal, man, I give you 4 bars, man.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
Applying all the pressure, yeah, the pressure is applied. Playing with that paper, yeah, that paper got you blind. She's so thick, she got you hit. Set up from behind. She's so sick, she threw a fit. Showed up to your mama crying. The streets ain't ish. It's so unfit. I tell them all the time. CQ Blitz, because he too lit as the Byzantine shine. The world's designed to leave you confused in the mind. Multiple rocks with stocks, whips that look like candy shops. You know what I'm saying?
Bars. That was more than 4 bars.
Nice. Yeah, that was more. That was
more.
more.
You know, 4 bars. I said, I don't see how you're gonna do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then just give my 2 cents. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks y'all for a lot of the people that's participating in the chat. Like and subscribe again. Like the video. Share. I'm glad that Fresh is here. I'm glad that T's here. I'm glad CQ and Vulcan. Yes, I like the foundation of Black America. I like it for a political movement. I understand it. You see this in the Latino community when they come together, they put in resources, they actually get certain bills passed and stuff that favors them. So I think if you really deep into that political arena, that it can actually have some positive benefits. So shout out to the FBA, shout out to the people that's I guess want to push this torch where it needs to go. Let's get Vulcan the last words.
Hold on, real quick.
All right,
before you go, because I know he's gonna close it out, so I don't want to say nothing after him.
Right.
Fat Joe's not a Latino.
Yes.
When we talk about Latin help with Fat Joe has Caribbean origins. Latino has Latin American origins. Puerto Rico is not a part of Latin America. So I just want to make that differentiation when we're having this conversation, even in terms of CQ earlier was saying like Latinos who contributed to hip hop. I'm not saying that they haven't. I'm saying that doesn't apply to the topic that we're talking about.
Fair enough.
All right. Vulcan.
Yeah, so fellas, I appreciate everybody coming on today. All the comments is going crazy right now, so I appreciate the love. And we got some subscribers. We appreciate the subscription. Y'all check out all the content out there. We got stuff on all kinds of different topics. We discuss hip hop, we discuss culture, we discuss more intellectual, more deep topics at the same time. So we get into everything. So all of you who supported us, please continue to do so. If you want to be on the show, shoot us a message. We always want people that got colorful perspectives and aren't afraid to come out here and share it. That's why T been saying, cam up, because we about that. So keep coming on, y'all. We love it. Fresh, always ready for the smoke. Enos ready to make sure everybody gets a chance to speak their piece. So let's get it, fellas. I love it.
All right, man. Tune in every Thursday.
Hold on. One more thing. I appreciated Vulcan for you letting us cook, man. That signs of a great leader and knowing how to actually have a good flowing conversation.
Yeah, I was cooking.
Bombarded. You know what I'm saying?
Hibachi.
Yeah.
Cook it up, man. Cook it up.
Benny Hanna. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Enos will get on me after this show, so I appreciate you saying that. I can use that in the conversation with Enos.
There you go. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right, tune in next time. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Peace.
All right, fellas. Yeah.